Now I'm going to turn it over to Matt Nelson, who's going to give you a little more insight into Sean's formative years.
Alright, so I've known Sean since I was 8 years old. Actually, Rob and Tom and myself and Sean were all in the same 3rd grade classroom. The funny thing is that to start the year, Sean had actually been held back in 2nd grade.
Deal breaker.
About 3 weeks into the school year, the teacher realizes that Sean doesn't belong there. He needs to get bumped back up to the 3rd grade. Now, I don't know if this is because he was bouncing off the walls or if he was actually a really smart guy. He didn't get moved up. Either way, the big day came where Sean had to get moved up to school into the 3rd grade, and he was too nervous to actually come into the classroom. And so I remember our teacher was outside trying to coax Sean into joining the 3rd grade. And so she asked him, Sean, do you know anyone in the class who maybe can come out and talk to you? And Sean goes, Rob Parker. And so the teacher asked Rob to go out, and Rob must have given a great pep talk to Sean, because he came in 2 minutes later laughing hysterically, sits down next to me, and the rest was history, because, you know, I laugh at that day because it's basically the first and only time I've ever seen Sean Henry shy. Growing up, Sean quickly developed into a very strong personality, had a very unique sense of humor. We used to ride the bus together. And Sean would do a little thing called the catwalk. So our bus driver had a CD, or actually it was a cassette tape back then. She would pop in this cassette tape, I don't know if you guys have heard this song. Right said spreads, I'm too sexy. She would pop this tape in, so it would start going, you know, too sexy for my shirt. Next thing you know, Sean Henry would bounce out of his chair and start prancing up and down the bus, pointing at people. Everyone in the bus just clapping, catwalk. Let me tell you, tomorrow night when we're all on the dance floor, I want to reenact it. In elementary school, there was really never a recess that Sean was able to participate in. Which is really bad because he's so hyper, but he just couldn't keep his mouth shut in class or stay in the seat. And so, you know, we'd always go up for recess, and the last thing I'd see before I went outside was Sean Henry, this little scowl, sitting at his desk, because he wasn't able to participate. And, I'm going to actually go through a little bit more of Sean's life here, going into middle school. I'm not going to spend much time there. Middle school was an awkward time for Sean. He tried to grow bangs. And, with his hair type, bangs didn't really work out. They kind of like a duckbill. And he had this thing where he would, you know, pull the bangs down. Regardless, it was an awkward phase in his life. Alright. Getting into high school, alright, Sean turned his attention to one major thing, besides girls. He was playing hockey. Alright? So, the thing I respect the most about Sean is that, you know, when he wants something, he's going to work his butt off to get it. Alright? The problem is, once he gets it, he just loves to flaunt it and show it up. So, Sean Henry was the first of us, like I said, to make his varsity hockey team. And literally, no sooner did he get the announcement from his coach, he went to the store and he bought this. Just in case anyone was worried, with his name. There's a lot of history with this jacket. Sean wore it everywhere. He wore it, yeah, he had all of his pins. Sean, a little bit, yeah, a little bit anally, he would actually arrange the pins, make sure they were all straight for him. Every day to school, he wore it to prom, he wore it to the beach. He wore it in the shower, he wore it to sleep. Sean Sean wanted to be a professional hockey player. Worked out! He used to tell us that he wanted to go pro every day. And, we joke around. And so, well, Sean never got to be a professional hockey player. He did become a professional waiter at the Willow Bend Country Club. And I think that's probably one of the best decisions Sean's ever made, because it was at Willow Bend Country Club that Sean Henry met Jessica. Yeah. So to shed a little light on how Sean and Jess met. Yeah! I'll turn this over to Rob. He's working with Matt.
Yeah, so not only have I had the privilege of knowing Sean since I was 5 years old, which is just crazy to me, but I also worked at Willow Bend when they met, and Sean was just all over her. Just the second he saw her, he was like, I want that. So it was funny because I think we were trying to feel out, I don't know, if she liked you? I don't know, we're like little kids, like, I don't know, maybe. How do we figure this out? And so I remember the day where I figured it out, because I think it was the 4th of July, and it was the 4th of July, and we were waiters, whatever the heck we were doing there, I don't know, carrying tables. But we set up buffets, pretty much like the one here, and I remember at one point, it was at Willow Bend, I was standing across from Jess, we were kind of looking at each other, I think probably taking a break, and I remember Sean, you can see him from a distance, walking down, he's carrying the big shaper for the buffet, he's walking down, and I know in his head, he's like, I hope Jess, sees this. He's got the shaper, he's walking by, I swear he's probably flexing, he's got the butt muscles going. He walks by, whatever, and I look over to Jess, and I see her just look over, give him the once over, head to toe, and it's like, you got her, Sean. You got her. So that's what I knew. And then, it wasn't soon after. They moved in together. They bought a cat. Then they bought another cat. There's a lot of cat themes going on here. And yeah, the rest is history. But there's one other thing I kind of want to rattle off. So one of the hardest things for me was, I've known you for so long, Sean. It's so hard to put that many memories together in one toast. And so this is what I came up with, and this is the best I can do. And I kind of have to read it here, but just go with it. All right, so here we go. So if the phrase "bless the chicken" means anything to you, you probably know Sean Henry. Have you ever thrown a rock through your car window because you locked your keys in the car? You probably know Sean Henry. You ever seen somebody make a dummy deposit? You probably know Sean Henry. You ever seen someone kicked out of their own party? Probably know Sean Henry. You ever washed your hands so much until they bled? You ever seen pinkies that resemble fish hooks? You ever pooed in a bag and then thrown it out of your bedroom window? You ever heard someone say, "I'm gonna flip out"? If you're lucky enough to be in this room right now, you probably know Sean Henry. Sean, we love you to death, buddy. I wish you and Jess the best. I am so happy to be a part of this. I think we all are, and we love you, bud. Cheers. Cheers.